被微笑。
爸爸每次讲这句话，我一定想要。
Welcome aboard Waterby River Cruise. Here are some safety measures to note throughout your journey. While on board, remain firmly seated or standing for the full duration of the ride. Do not stand on your seat, climb onto the roof, or lean on the railing. Smoking and vaping are prohibited on board the boat. During an emergency, stay calm and follow instructions from our crew. Life jackets are located underneath your seat. Children's and extra-large life jackets can be found at designated marked compartments. Put on the life jacket, engage the buckle, and adjust the strap for a tight but comfortable fit. Ensure your life jacket is secured before assisting others. Fire extinguishers and lifebuoys are located on the front and back of the boat. Approach our crew if you require any assistance. Thank you for cruising with Waterby. We wish you a pleasant journey ahead.
Today, Clifford Pier is known primarily as an event venue with its striking arched trusses, high ceilings, and a charming view of Marina Bay. However, it was once a fully functioning pier with a distinctive red light to protect ships from running aground at night. Built between 1927 and 1933, it was officially named Clifford Pier in memory of Sir Hugh Clifford, the former governor of the Straits Settlements. However, it was known locally as Red Lamp or Red Lamp Harbor. Apart from serving as a key landing point for seafarers, it also doubled as the venue for the annual New Year's Day boat races, attracting diverse crafts ranging from sleek yachts to nondescript sampans. In 2004, plans were announced to transform the waterway into the Marina Barrage Reservoir by damming up the bay, and Clifford Pier bid farewell to its final bumboat in 2006. In 2007, Clifford Pier was gazetted for conservation, its structure preserved, and the cast iron red lamps that gave it its Malay name, Lampu Merah, restored. In 2018, a plaque commemorating the 1948 immersion of civil rights activist Mahatma Gandhi's ashes was unveiled at the pier, further adding to the site's rich heritage. Much of the land upon which the iconic skyline around you was built didn't exist. Almost 10% of the current Marina Bay area was reclaimed in 1971, born of a prediction that Singapore's original central business district would someday need to expand. The dazzling blue glass buildings you see in the distance today are a product of that foresight. This is the Marina Bay Financial Center. the biggest land parcel that had ever been sold by the government prior to 2013. Sprawled across 3.55 hectares, that's 6.5 football fields, the MBFC provides almost double the office space available at Raffles Place and is home to a mix of professional service and technology companies. The luxury apartments in the region also double as an excellent vantage point from which to catch the National Day fireworks. The striking structure, resembling a luxury liner balanced atop 3 concrete rectangles, is Marina Bay Sands, an integrated resort which was built on the back of a controversial revocation of a long-standing ban on casinos in the mid-2000s. MBS was designed by Moshe Safdie, a renowned architect whose oeuvre includes structures like the Kaufman Center for the Performing Arts, the Holocaust History Museum in Jerusalem, and closer to home, Jewel Changi Airport. If you look carefully, you will notice that the 3 towers are reminiscent of decks of cards, an allusion to the casino within its premises. In fact, MBS was deemed the most expensive standalone casino property internationally when it opened in 2010, costing almost $7 billion in total. It quickly captured the public eye with its striking infinity pools, 57 stories above ground, designed to create the illusion of edgelessness. 146 meters long, it also laid claim to the title of the longest elevated swimming pool in the world. The shiny steel lotus beside MBS is the ArtScience Museum. Also designed by Moshe Safdie, it regularly hosts exhibitions bringing together art, science, and technology. The freshwater reservoir we're sailing across was once mostly filled with salt water. This is the Marina Reservoir, the largest reservoir in Singapore, 1/6 the size of the nation. The Marina Reservoir is also a popular site for water sports, such as canoeing, rowing, and dragon boating. Completed in 2008, the reservoir was constructed by damming the mouth of the Marina Channel and provides up to 10% of the nation's water needs as part of its drive for water self-sufficiency. At 280 meters, the Helix is Singapore's longest bridge. Because of its spiral structure, more than 10 times its length in steel was required for its construction. Capable of supporting up to 16,000 people at any instance, the Helix is the first in its world to feature the double helix design, a homage to the structure of DNA. The bridge is also festooned with colored AT and CG pairs as a further nod to its muse. At night, the bridge presents a breathtaking spectacle of lights when viewed from a distance. It has become a favorite amongst locals for evening strolls. The giant Ferris wheel in the distance is the Singapore Flyer. Standing at 165 meters in height, it offers an unobstructed view of the surroundings up to a range of 45 kilometers at its apex. The trip on the Flyer lasts about 32 minutes and can carry up to 784 people, or 28 people in each of its 28 capsules. When it first opened in 2008, tickets for the very first ride were priced at an eye-watering $8,888, a culturally significant number denoting prosperity. The spiky dome you see is known officially as Esplanade, Theaters on the Bay. However, this performance venue once received quite a lot of flack from the public for its unfortunate resemblance to a certain tropical fruit. It was eventually clarified that the spikes were not merely ornamental, they were purpose-built to allow light while keeping the heat out. Officially opened in 2002, it was built to host large live performances, commemorating its opening with a 3-week-long festival which saw more than 1 million visitors. Its two rounded structures host a 1,600-seat concert hall and a 2,000-seat theater, respectively. The Esplanade also makes a cameo on Singapore's 2013 series of 5-cent coins. However, you might be hard-pressed to verify this fun fact, as most Singaporean vendors no longer accept this denomination. The Esplanade's iconic domes are not only visually striking, but also play a crucial role in its acoustics. The design incorporates sound-absorbing materials and reflective surfaces to ensure optimal sound quality for performances, making it a world-class venue for music, theater, and dance. The Padang, a historic open space in Singapore, has played a crucial role in the country's history. Originally a military parade ground, it has hosted significant events like the Japanese surrender and the Declaration of Singapore's independence. Today, it's a popular venue for sports, public events, and cultural celebrations. Despite being surrounded by modern skyscrapers, the Padang retains its charm as a peaceful retreat and a symbol of Singapore's identity. The National Gallery Singapore is Southeast Asia's largest art museum, showcasing a vast collection of Southeast Asian art. It offers educational programs, events, and exhibitions. Visitors can enjoy breathtaking views from its rooftop garden. Did you know that the gallery's collection includes a painting by Vincent van Gogh, one of the world's most famous artists? It's a must-visit for art enthusiasts and those interested in Southeast Asian culture. Anderson Bridge is Singapore's first steel bridge. It connects the financial district to City Hall. Along with Cavenagh Bridge and Elgin Bridge, it was marked as a structure of special historic value in 2019. However, its elegance belies a rather grim history. During the Japanese occupation in the Second World War, the severed head of criminals were displayed on the bridge as a warning to keep the citizens in line. Although the bridge was fully pedestrianized in 2021, it nonetheless remains a part of the iconic Formula One Marina Bay Street Circuit. It is known as the first night race in Formula One history and is widely considered one of the toughest tracks to complete in the world. The symmetrical building with the grand facade is the Empress Place building. It was completed in 1867 by dint of convict labor and has since undergone a number of renovations and extensions. Despite that, its original architectural style has been largely preserved. Originally used as office space for different government departments, it now houses the second wing of the Asian Civilisations Museum, or the ACM, which presents the aesthetic traditions of cultures across Asia through the display of beautiful objects and crafts. The Raffles Landing Site landmark commemorates the location at which Sir Stamford Raffles made landfall for his first visit. Although the British colonial official is often credited with the founding of modern Singapore, the day-to-day operations were largely overseen by William Farquhar, the first resident of Singapore. In 2019, additional statues were added to the landmark, acknowledging the role which others such as Tan Tock Seng, Sanmila Utama, and Naraina Pillai had to play in the founding of Singapore. The Parliament House is the seat of Singapore's government. It is the place where the issues of the day are debated by the representatives of the people and bills are passed into law. It was officially opened in 1999 to accommodate the increasing size of the Singapore Parliament. The Parliament's old home was given a new lease of life as the Art House, a venue focusing on the promotion and presentation of multidisciplinary programs with a focus on literary arts. It hosts a variety of exhibitions, performances, and workshops. The Art House is also home to a number of literary and arts organizations. Named after James Bruce, Singapore's colonial administrator in 1862, and coincidentally, the 8th Earl of Elgin. The striking arch in white occupies the space. Singapore's first bridge was built in 1822. The concrete bridge we see today was built in 1929. The cast iron lamps we see on both sides were designed by an Italian sculptor and are characterized by bronze plaques, each with a lion and a palm tree engraved on them. In 2019, it was gazetted as the 73rd National Monument of Singapore. along with Anderson Bridge and Cavenagh Bridge. This makes it a site of special historic, architectural, or artistic value, which has been accorded the highest level of protection in Singapore. The Elgin Bridge is a beautiful and historic landmark. It is a must-see for anyone visiting Singapore. Singapore has an international reputation for being a safe nation with some of the lowest crime rates in the world. However, things used to be quite different. Gangs and secret societies once ran rampant in the nation. The building with the rainbow-colored windows in the distance was once the largest of the police stations set up to deal with the triad threat. Today it's known as the Old Hill Street Police Station. In its heyday, it had living quarters for 140 married men, 180 single policemen, 10 sub-inspectors, and apartments for 9 inspectors. It might be hard to believe, but this vibrantly hued structure was once painted entirely in camouflage brown during the Japanese occupation to reduce its attractiveness as a military target. Today, it houses the Ministry of Communications and Information and is a striking addition to Hill Street. Riverside Point sports a facade harking back to its humble origins in the 1800s as the bustling heart of Singapore's maritime trade. Its series of pitched roofs are a tribute to the warehouses which once lined their shores. These warehouses, or in the lingo then, go-downs, helped facilitate the storage and distribution of regional goods such as silk, tea, and spices. Formerly known as Hong Lim Quay, Riverside Point took its name from 19th century philanthropist Chang Hong Lim, who made his fortune as a merchant from trading alcohol and opium. After receiving a new lease of life in 2002, Riverside Point houses offices and a mix of world-class restaurants and bars. Riverside Point was also formerly home to Projector X, Singapore's first pop-up bar and cinema. Reed Bridge might not look very imposing compared to some of Singapore's grander bridges. However, William H. Reed, the man after whom the bridge was named, led an exciting life that more than makes up for the bridge's plain exterior. As a merchant and prominent activist, Reed was credited with quelling the Hokkien Cantonese ethnic riots back in 1850 with his negotiation skills. In years past, Reed Bridge itself was a popular venue for nighttime entertainment, such as storytelling and street operas. It was subsequently converted into a pedestrian bridge and gazetted for conservation in 2008. We are now passing Clarke Quay, one of Singapore's thriving entertainment hotspots. It is home to a variety of riverfront eateries, bars, dance clubs, and interestingly enough, Asia's tallest slingshot ride, shooting thrill seekers up to 70 meters in the sky at speeds of up to 160 kilometers per hour. However, Clarke Quay was a very different place in the 1800s. Like Riverside Point, it also played an important role as a trading post for moving and storing cargo. Named after Singapore's second governor, Sir Andrew Clarke, Clarke Quay is an area steeped in history, with hints of its heritage lingering even today. The distinctive shophouses you see today once lined the banks of the quay and doubled as offices and homes. Living conditions were not luxurious, but being able to walk to your office in less than a minute was a huge plus. In 1993, Clarke Quay underwent its first makeover and re-emerged as Clarke Quay Festival Village, a family-friendly lifestyle destination. However, this festival village was a commercial failure, and Clarke Quay underwent a second makeover in 2003. This makeover catapulted Clarke Quay to fame as one of the top nightlife destinations in the world. That was also when the giant canopies known as angels were erected to provide protection from the elements, so that visitors could enjoy strolling along the streets of the quay, rain or shine. And if you have the chance to take a walk along Clarke Quay today, you might notice that it's a lot cooler than the rest of sweltering Singapore. Well, it's not your imagination. Clarke Quay underwent yet another makeover in 2023, not just to improve its daytime offerings, but also to enhance the visitor experience with a new canopy and fan. Now that's what we call staying competitive. This is Coleman Bridge, named after George Coleman, Singapore's first architect. However, it has received multiple makeovers over the centuries. Beginning life in brick as the Singapore River's second bridge in 1814, it was rebuilt in 1865 with wood, and then in 1886 with iron, which lasted almost 100 years, before it was rebuilt in concrete in 1990. That's the version we see today. cruising through Boat Quay. Boat Quay is considered both an entertainment hub and an extension of Singapore's CBD, home to many banks, both local and international. The embankments lining the waterway play host to a myriad of riverside restaurants and bars, offering a dazzling array of cuisines to satisfy both working professionals and tourists alike. This stretch of the river earned the name Belly of the Park because of its distinctive curve, reminiscent of the fish, which is regarded as a symbol of good fortune in Chinese culture. The waters today are clean and free of the detritus of times past, starkly different from how things used to be in its heyday as a trading port. Like Clarke Quay and Riverside Point, Boat Quay was once a vital artery that kept the maritime trade of Singapore afloat. In 1819, Sir Stamford Raffles arrived in Singapore and decided to site Singapore's business district around the river. The rest, as they say, is history. As a free port, the quay saw ships arriving from as far as China, Thailand, and Indochina. Trade grew rapidly, and heavily loaded tongkangs, or vessels, moored along the quay became a common sight. At some point, nearly half of Singapore's imports and a quarter of her exports were conducted at Boat Quay alone. This came at a price. By the 1960s, the waterway was choked with refuse, animal carcasses, and human waste. A decade-long cleanup of the river was launched from 1977 to 1987. Subsequent conservation efforts also preserved some of the historical warehouses and shophouses in the area. Today, Boat Quay is a far cry from its former self, modernized, clean, and filled with towering skyscrapers. However, the many sculptures placed throughout the area continue to serve as a reminder of its storied past. Boat Quay often hosts cultural events and festivals, such as the Singapore River Festival, offering visitors a chance to experience local traditions and performances. We're closing in on Cavenagh Bridge. Cavenagh Bridge has the honor of being both the only suspension bridge and the oldest bridge in Singapore. Named after the last India-appointed governor of the Straits Settlements, Major General Orfila Cavenagh, the coat of arms of the Cavenagh family is visible on the signage at both ends of the bridge. It narrowly avoided demolition in the 1900s because it could no longer support the increased vehicular traffic and was converted to a pedestrian bridge for safety. Today, it has also been gazetted as a national monument, along with Elgin and Anderson Bridge, and it provides the most convenient way to get between the north and south banks of the Singapore River. This striking building just beyond Cavenagh Bridge is the Fullerton Hotel. With a facade reminiscent of the Parthenon in Athens, Fullerton Hotel is an award-winning 5-star luxury hotel located, effectively, in the literal center, or mile zero, of Singapore. However, before it opened its doors as a hotel in December 2000, it was once the Fullerton Building, and its tenants included the post office, a town club, multiple government departments, and even a lighthouse. And if we were to go even further back in time, it was once a military base built in 1829 that went by the name of Fullerton Fort. In 2015, the building was gazetted as the 71st National Monument of Singapore. contemporary structures on our tour, the Esplanade Bridge is a 261-meter-long bridge built in 1997. It offers panoramic views of Marina South, the rest of Marina Bay, and eases vehicular travel between Marina Center and Shandon Way. It also forms part of the Singapore Grand Prix Marina Bay Street Circuit and is a popular viewing spot for fireworks during National Day, New Year's Eve, and Singapore's fireworks celebrations. Ironically, views of the Merlion from the Marina Bay waterfront were obscured by the completion of the Esplanade Bridge, which resulted in the relocation of the Merlion statue from the back to the front of the bridge in 2002. As a fun fact, the Esplanade Bridge was also featured in the third season of the popular Westworld HBO series. We're now passing the Jubilee Bridge, a 220-meter bridge which lets people cross the Singapore River with dry feet. The bridge was first suggested in 2004 by Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew when he observed that the existing walkway was too high and narrow. The bridge took a year to plan and just over 2 years to construct, and was named to commemorate Singapore's 50th year of independence in 2015. The Merlion is a mythical creature with the head of a lion and the body of a fish. It is widely used as the mascot of Singapore. Singapore's original Merlion resides in Merlion Park and is often referred to singularly as the Merlion. However, this term of endearment hides the fact that the iconic 8.6-meter-tall statue is just one of 6 official statues in Singapore currently. A smaller 2-meter-tall Merlion cub stands just behind it, inlaid with Chinese porcelain bowls and plates. The Merlion is a source of fascination for many countries, notably Japan, appearing in various anime and manga works such as Detective Conan, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and even Ultraman. However, there is a method behind the madness of the Merlion. The lionfish hybrid alludes both to Singapore's early days as a fishing village and one of its founding myths from as far back as 1299. When the island was known as Temasek, the Prince Sanmila Utama made landfall and spotted a vast and magnificent creature which he had never seen before. He asked his men what it was and was told that it was a lion. While experts today doubt that lions could ever have been found here, and Sanmila Utama had in fact seen some other variety of big cat, Sanmila Utama believed the sighting was good luck and named the island the Lion City, or Singapore. And since we're on the topic of good fortune, the Merlion faces eastwards at the park, a direction believed to bring the greatest success to the nation.
못 탈 수 있거든요. 줄 섰다는